today. David, Kevin, probably next week, the week after. It's just all written. It's all written there, isn't it? It's boring. Oh yeah, so Danny was jumping out in the heart room. I like those heart stools. They're nice. They wouldn't be out of place in here if you had room for them.
I've got room for more furniture here. Jesus. If anyone wants to buy any furniture, check out my eBay. Not really.
You should auction it. Be the last auction. Kevin said, I hope I'm doing the LGBT community proud.
Okay, this was the one moment where Kevin actually said something of worth.
Go on.
And I thought, oh, you know what? Let's throw Kevin a bone. And then he started to boo-woo and... Boo-woo, is it?
Yeah, the boo-woo. That's what Scott said.
He started to do the boo-woo and the
That's
sort of self
I've said boo-woo ever since then. That's why I forget what it is now.
He said he hopes he's doing the LGBT community proud. He said, we're such a diverse group, and I know I don't represent all of it. And so it's like a huge responsibility. Sometimes of criticism too. Like femininity. And then Danny goes, oh, saying that you're too feminine or not feminine enough.
Yeah.
What do you fucking think, Danny? Honestly. And then he was like, too feminine. She's like, really? And I was thinking, God, this bitch is clueless.
Oh, hold on. Actually, I don't think Kevin is that feminine. He is. I suppose he is a bit... what's the difference between feminine and effeminate? Because I'd say he is a little bit effeminate, but I wouldn't really describe him as feminine, apart from when he's Anita Vito. We need to watch that Anita Vito clip, because Laurie sent it.
Yeah, we got sent that, but now it's in some chat and I don't know where to find it.
We'll find it.
What's the difference between effeminate and feminine?
Yeah.
Don't you feel like effeminate is... I'm not sure about this. But
yeah, it's a dangerous ground.
No, I'm not sure about what the dictionary definition is either, and I never really sat and thought about it, but isn't effeminate like something to do with the way you act, whereas feminine is the way something appears? Like, oh, you've got feminine features, but like you act in an effeminate way.
But isn't acting effeminate acting feminine? In a way.
I think so, but I need to refer to a dictionary to find out what is actually...
I think they're both the same thing, to be honest.
Discerning about each one.
Either way, it's something that sort of a straight man would use to knock you down with.
Yeah, well,
isn't it?
Kevin said, there's a huge section of the LGBT community that's very heteronormative. And that was basically talking about people kind of at some points denying any part of their personality that they're not comfortable with, and maybe like pretending to be straight, kind of denying their true selves. But I know, like, I think, like with campness and flamboyantness and effemininity, if that's even a thing.
Yeah, I think so.
These are all a scale amongst whoever you are. Like, you might find straight people who are very camp, and you might find gay people who are very...
Straight. No. Masculine.
Masculine? Yeah, I suppose.
Macho.
Yeah. And I feel like it can go both ways. And I've actually encountered someone in real life who was a straight guy, but I would have really thought he was gay.
Me too. One of my ex-boyfriends back in the day.
Yeah.
He was very, very gay actor, but he was completely straight.
Yeah, and sometimes you get that, and even the things they're into are kind of stereotypically gay things, and they just like that, but they're actually straight. So it can be either. It's everything is a spectrum as much as sexuality is, I think.
But that's the problem I have with it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Kevin is trying to be all things to all people.
This is
trying
it.
to
He
represent.
Said, yeah, I'm feeling the pressure because I know, what did he say? I know I don't represent everything. We're such a diverse group, and I know I don't represent all of it. But you don't have to.
You don't have to.
You don't have to, and that's the problem.
But then
maybe he's the only gay guy.
Yeah.
Right? So he's the only one.
But this is what goes back to what we were saying about Bay and Day. They feel like they're in there representing black women.
Especially at this time. And there's even more pressure.
Yeah, and Kevin feels like he's in there representing gay people. But you literally
And by the way, he's also black. So
which I think he sees that as a secondary part of his identity.
I think he did talk about being rejected by people in his culture or community, did he say?
I think his sort of cause de... What's the word I'm looking for? Cause de celebre, whatever it is his sexuality, not his ethnicity. But he is still both, and he's representing both. But you can't be in there thinking, oh my God, I'm representing all gay people. It's too much. That's too much to take on. And there's always going to be someone who's criticising you for something. I feel like he's letting it all get on top of him. It's like, just be yourself, Kevin. Just be who you are and stop whining.
I mean, yeah, I do think Kevin should stop whining and be himself. But I do understand how there's a a feeling of pressure when you think you're upholding the image of an entire community.
Would you be doing that if you were in there? Because I'm trying to think of you in there. I can't imagine you worrying about representing the community if you're in there.
No, I don't think
you
I would.
just worry about what you look like on TV. It's true.
No,
I just couldn't see you hand-wringing like that. I just couldn't see it.
I mean, I can speak from experience of just being on TV in a way, I suppose. I
I
can a little bit. Not that you're on TV for a significant amount of time to represent anyone, but I did go on the game show.
The pink guy?
Yeah, I did.
The lads.
Well, exactly. I did go on a game show with my partner as a gay couple, you know? And in a way that is representing.
It is, yeah.
Because
you're there,
you don't
you're
see
visible.
as many gay couples. You see a lot of gay people, you don't see many gay couples, but never have I really gone, I'm going on this as a gay couple and that's like part of what I'm representing.
No.
But I did wear my trainers that have a pride flag on the bottom, and I feel like that's a little nod to that. Yeah, and like I used to be not very comfortable with the pride flag actually when I was younger. Like I thought it was ugly. You know what I'm like with like colours and aesthetics and things. You know how I bitch about Big Brother's branding all the time.
I love colour.
So I thought it was kind of ugly, and I didn't understand why it was needed. But this is because I was young, and like I wasn't even at ease with myself, let alone being represented by a flag or associating myself with a flag. Yeah. So it took me a long time to sort of entertain the idea of even going to a pride event or...
Good job you did.
Well, yeah, it turns out I met my boyfriend there. So, or putting it on my body, or even having it like Dan. When I met Dan at a pride event, Dan was already like he likes flags anyway, but like he had a pride flag at home, and I remember thinking like, oh.
Really?
I never really like felt much about the pride flag.
Ah, that's interesting.
I was already opening up to the concept of prides. I'd been to like a London Pride, and I'd obviously took myself to Brighton Pride by myself, and it wasn't something I was like averse to.
That's
but
interesting.
I wasn't really feeling.
That's interesting because that's not that long ago for you to be saying that.
No, it's not. And now I work for a charity, which is the body of staff is primarily gay, and so we're very visible at Pride events and. Like, I feel more connected to that part of the community than I've ever been. Community, which is a weird word. Because the LGBT community, did you see the Britney video? She's like, oh, all my friends are the LGBT community, and everyone's taking the piss like it was a place.
Yeah. I know, it is weird, that community thing. Like, I don't really have it because I'm not really part of any sort of interesting community.
Oh, you are, like, the straight white women people community.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, great. Me and J.K. Rowling.
Exactly. But that's the
I want to be in that community.
Exactly. You're not really part of that community. But when you're gay, you're put in the community.
Yeah, you're in it.
When you're black, you're put in the community. Yeah. And actually,
whereas
the community...
I could just go, no, I ain't in that community.
Yeah, but
I'm me. I'm like, cats or whatever.
The community isn't even a real thing.
No.
I don't think.
But so then Kevin feeling the weight of the world on his shoulders with the community, I just feel like it's strangling him.
Yeah.
You know.
The thing with Kevin is, I would say that Kevin is a more camp gay guy. He's in touch with his feminine side, and that's fine.
It's funny, I don't think of him as camp at all.
Well, he has a female alter ego for a start, so you've got to be quiet.
It's weird. I don't really think of him like that.
The thing is, I think in the house, and I get the impression that he's stifling his personality a little bit.
He is.
Probably because he's not around other gay people.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have anyone to bounce off of.
He had such a good personality in season 11. He was really strong and really clever and shrewd, and he got the job done. I don't know why he's so weak now. It feels like he's so weak and
defeated.
trying to like ingratiate himself and Kevin, just be yourself and just let go. It's a shame. The thing is,
I know that Kevin can expect backlash from the way he is from certain sectors of the gay community.
However he acted. Because you're going to get backlash from someone no matter what you do.
True.
What backlash would he get then?
The thing is, in the gay community, I hate that because I don't believe, like, when you talk of a community, it's like a village. It's like a committee, isn't it? You go to a meeting at the local hall, like, we don't do that.
Gay people anonymous.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, like, will be sections of gay society that will look down upon David because, Kevin, for fuck's sake, that's bad.
Sorry, I didn't even notice.
I did wonder if David's gay.
I was checking if this was still recording. Oh, he's a good-looking lad.
I wonder if he's gay, because he never talks about... We never had him talk about relationship, has he? has he? I don't
He
think.
don't really talk about much, does he?
I think he was in this conversation with Kevin, though, wasn't he?
Oh, was it? Yeah, maybe.
Anyway.
No, I don't think he is gay. I think he's just odd.
I know that Kevin will probably be looked down upon. What?
No, I said I don't think he's gay. I think he's just odd. Not that gay and odd are similar. You could have just let that moment pass. Thanks. I got away with that one.
Yeah, I think Kevin probably gets stick for being effeminate at times because there's a lot of like shaming of certain types of characteristics in the gay community, and there's like if you want to go into it, there's like bottom shaming. Like,
is there?
Yeah. And, you know...
Why?
Guess what? People who are a top need bottoms in their life, but people are sometimes really... It's like slut shaming.
Yeah.
It's like if you're the bottom,
I see, yeah.
you're the more feminine one.
Yeah.
And it comes with...
That's sexism
femininity
as well,
in a way.
It's misogyny in a way.
Yeah, it's misogyny, exactly. So the people who are the tops are the more masculine gay guys, or perceive themselves to be, often will slate the guys who are on the receiving end of a dick and get slut shame them because I don't know why. I don't know why that is. It's like it's almost like toxic
like a
masculinity
hierarchy
within the gay community.
Yeah, like a hierarchy
exactly.
of a pecking order.
Yeah, and I hope I've explained that in a decent way.
No, you have. But the interesting part is we're going, oh, Kevin, just be yourself, blah, blah. But then we're also talking about the way Cody and Enzo are talking about Kevin, and they are talking about him like he's just nothing. Like, oh, you just sit over there.
Of course, because Kevin is a somewhat effeminate gay guy and also black. So those people won't entertain him.
No.
Those straight white men just won't.
And he also is a bit of a pussy, which is not really helping his game.
It's not.
Is that bad to say? It's true, isn't it?
Well, he is acting like a whiner.
Yeah.
And that never helps your game, does it?
No, it doesn't. I wish I could like Kevin.
But anyway, at least this conversation was in the show.
Yeah, that's true.
Which probably wouldn't have been before. And it feels like maybe when they did the casting or even conceptualised this season, that Big Brother even said, like, hey, we want you to represent this kind of person in the house. Because Kay's are coming back with all of his moral high ground.
So true.
And, you know, Bailey and Devon who want to further themselves in the game and elevate the image of black women. And David, who's fighting to be the first African-American winner. And then Kevin also representing gay people. It feels like there's more of a spectrum. It's more kind of in tune with the current debate.
That is much.
Discussion.
If you think about it, that is quite a big spectrum of people. Like, none of those people really fit into a box. Like, David is like, you couldn't say he was like a stereotypical black man, whatever the fuck that means, in any way, because he's. We don't know what the fuck he is. He's just neither here nor there. We don't know. Is he being funny? Does he really secretly know the game? Is he pretending not to? Or it's just like he's all over. So he's not really a stereotype. Kevin's not really a stereotype. Bailey's not a stereotype. Davon's not a stereotype. Case is not a stereotype. They are all sort of their own people. So in a way, it's good we haven't got these cookie cutter characters for once, and that probably is because they're all stars. And they've all come back because they've all got big personalities, apart from David. David was just like...
David's there to like right
the wrongs of last year.
But it's not really going to plan.
Yeah. It's like made it more wrong in a way.
And
he's wronged the wrong.
Sorry to go back to it,
but... feel free. We're down in the weeds now, but we like it there.
Because there was a comment on Twitter about me and Dan... on Supermarket Sweep, the one that said why the pink team always camp other than the row of tents. So camp, if you don't know, if you're American, that's flamboyant, basically. Row of tents, obviously camping. This is a nice little British pun that we like to make. And that's like someone shaming us for the way we outwardly appear as well, on our actions. And I was like, I'm not even in that camp. And then I looked at myself on TV, saw my jaw drop and I thought, I am.
You're running.
Exactly. And I thought, well, I can see it now. But then why does someone have to... speak up about it? Like, why are they compelled to say that publicly?
Do you know what? That's so funny because I don't think of you as being camp in the slightest, nor Dan either. Remember when I seen you on Bots that time? I thought, oh god, Gazak's camp. You just get camp on TV.
It's the camera.
But no, you're right.